Imagine a scenario where everything seems predictable, cold projections, calculated statistics, moderate expectations. But what if, behind this curtain of conservative predictions, there was a story quietly being written, a story involving high stakes, bold strategic shifts, and a main character about to face the biggest test of his life, both on and off the field? What no one sees is that this team, underestimated by analysts and ignored by many, could be about to make a historic comeback. And it all starts sooner than you think. I'll tell you everything in detail, so be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to stay informed. Let's go! What if I told you that everything you thought you knew about the Minnesota Vikings this season might be wrong? That behind the low playoff predictions and conservative projections lies a roster and a storyline far more electrifying than the national media is giving credit for? That's exactly what we're diving into today. Let's start with the numbers. ESPN recently published a series of bold NFL team predictions, and when it came to the Vikings, let's just say their outlook raised more than a few eyebrows. According to their analysts, Minnesota only has a 43.9% chance to make the playoffs, a mere 19% chance to win the NFC North, and are projected to win just 8.6 games this season. And yet, this is the same franchise that went 14-3 just a year ago, and made arguably the most significant offseason improvements in the entire league. Are the Vikings really being undervalued that badly? It seems so, and here's where things get interesting. Despite these conservative numbers, Minnesota's 2025 roster might be the most stacked it's ever been. They've leveraged rookie quarterback J.J. McCarthy's team-friendly contract to spend big, $350 million big. 10 of their projected 22 starters are Pro Bowlers. Among them are elite-level offseason additions like Ryan Kelly, Jonathan Allen, and Javon Hargrave. This isn't just a talented team. It's a team that's been handcrafted for a deep playoff run, now. But of course, there's a catch. Every great NFL storyline needs one, right? And for Minnesota, it's the man under center, J.J. McCarthy. A rookie quarterback. An unknown. A high-risk, high-reward enigma who hasn't taken a single NFL snap yet. But what if I told you McCarthy isn't just some long-term project? What if he's ready to explode onto the scene, right now? Yes, McCarthy missed his entire rookie season due to injury, becoming the first-round QB in the modern era to do so. But according to ESPN's Kevin Seifert, what he's shown in training camp isn't just potential, it's leadership, presence, and flashes of special talent. The issue? Inconsistency. Inaccuracy. A challenge to refine his raw skill into NFL-ready execution. Still, let's not ignore what else is swirling around JJ right now. He's not just dealing with football expectations. Off the field, he's preparing to become a father, expected to welcome a baby in the next few days. That's life-changing pressure. Combine that with the responsibility of leading a playoff-caliber team in a ruthless NFC North. You're looking at a kid carrying more weight than perhaps any rookie quarterback this season. And yet, what if he delivers? What if in Week 1, on Monday Night Football, no less, he walks into Soldier Field, silences the Chicago crowd, and throws for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns? What if he's this year's C.J. Stroud? Or Jaden Daniels? That's not out of reach. And if that happens, the entire narrative flips. Suddenly, the Vikings aren't just NFC North contenders, they're Super Bowl threats. And speaking of narratives flipping, here's a stat you might not know. McCarthy will become just the 4th quarterback in the past 20 seasons to make his first career start on Monday Night Football. The others? Sam Darnold, Phillip Rivers, Aaron Rodgers. That's not bad company for a debut. So how will Kevin O'Connell and the coaching staff manage him? Expect a heavy dose of game scripting early. KOC is one of the NFL's sharpest play callers and knows how to get a young QB into rhythm. Watch for short completions early, quick outs, play action, designed rollouts. McCarthy's confidence might be like a hot shooting streak in basketball. Once he hits his stride, watch out. But if he stumbles early, it's up to KOC to reel him back in and stabilize the offense. Now, let's talk fantasy football. Because if you're playing this season and you've got your eyes on Viking skill players, you'll want to pay close attention. ESPN's Matt Bowen listed J.J. McCarthy as a sleeper pick. That's right. Not Justin Jefferson. Not T.J. Hawkinson. Not Jordan Addison. McCarthy. According to Bowen, McCarthy's mobility, strong supporting cast, and KOC's QB-friendly system make him a deep league stash with major upside. And don't sleep on the Vikings' offensive weapons. Jefferson, Hockenson, Addison, they're all ready to feast. But what really caught analysts off guard was the final bold prediction. Jordan Mason, not Aaron Jones, could lead the team in rushing. Let that sink in. Seth Walder projected Mason to rack up at least 1,100 rushing yards this season, despite splitting time with Jones. That's not just a hot take, it's a potential game-changer. Mason's physical running style and surprising efficiency, 207 yards over expectation last season with the 49ers, make him a candidate to become the workhorse back in Minnesota's newly balanced offense. Now, the national media might have overlooked this move. They brushed it off as just another transaction. But if you watched Mason in the preseason, you saw a different story, a back with burst, patience, and a refusal to go down on first contact. Could he be the X factor that takes pressure off McCarthy and allows this offense to hum? Before we go deeper into that in the next section, I want to hear from you, Vikings Nation. Could J.J. McCarthy shock the league in his debut? Could Jordan Mason break 1,000 yards? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And now, let's dive into the second half of this explosive narrative, because what's brewing in Minnesota might be one of the most compelling storylines in the entire NFL this season. We've already broken down the numbers, the pressure, and the projections, but let's go back to that bold ESPN take for a moment. Jordan Mason. A name barely mentioned in most preseason power rankings, yet now being predicted to be the Vikings' leading rusher with over 1,100 yards? That's not just bold, that's seismic. Especially in a league that constantly undervalues physical, downhill runners who grind out yardage and wear down defenses. Mason isn't flashy. He's not the headline-grabbing name like Aaron Jones. But he's violent at the point of attack. Every carry is a fight, and he often wins them. The idea that he could overtake Jones in the pecking order isn't far-fetched if you understand what Kevin O'Connell wants in a lead back this year: consistency, physicality, and a guy who can keep his rookie quarterback out of third and longs. That's Jordan Mason's profile to the letter. And think about the broader strategy here. With a rookie QB, one of the smartest things you can do is run the football effectively. Control the clock. Set up play action. Make defenses hesitate. A balanced offense isn't just ideal, it's critical when you're betting big on a young passer. If Mason can move the chains consistently, McCarthy won't need to force throws. He won't be asked to be the hero every week. That's how you quietly build a contender. Now let's zoom out for a second. Why is all this flying under the radar? Why is the national media pegging this team as an 8-win club? Maybe because the flashy headlines have been about other teams. Maybe because they're assuming McCarthy will struggle. But what they're missing is how methodical this front office has been. They didn't just build a good team, they built a team designed to survive and thrive through early season adversity. You've got elite coaching. A star-studded roster. A schedule that, while ranked 5th toughest, starts with a beatable division rival in the Bears. And a young quarterback with every reason to come out swinging. The reality is, if this team gets hot early, if McCarthy shows poise and Mason hits the ground running, this might not be an 8-win team at all. It could be 10. Maybe 12. And with the NFC North as competitive as it is, that might be enough to snatch the division title in Week 18, potentially at home, against the Packers. Now imagine that narrative, McCarthy versus Green Bay, with the division on the line. You couldn't write a better script. And if everything clicks into place by then? Don't be surprised if this team starts getting mentioned in the same breath as San Francisco and Philadelphia. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. For now, the focus is Week 1. Monday night. Soldier Field. All eyes on J.J. McCarthy. All doubts on the table. And all the tools laid out for him to prove the doubters wrong. This isn't just another Vikings season. This might be the start of a new era. And I want to know what you think. Are we witnessing the beginning of something special, or is the national media right to be cautious? Drop your full predictions in the comments. Will J.J. McCarthy shock the NFL? Will Jordan Mason break the 1,000-yard mark? And most of all, do you believe the Vikings will win the NFC North? If you've made it this far, you're clearly as fired up as I am about this season. So hit that like button, smash the subscribe, and don't miss any of our Vikings coverage all year long. This story is just getting started, and you're going to want to be here for every chapter. SKOL, Vikings Nation.